Welcome, everyone. Good to see you. Wish I could see you. Looking forward to being back in Wisconsin. Yeah. Mm. So let's begin actually with some movement. So if you're able, where you're at right now, to stand up, you can also do this from a seated position. So, and how's the sound, Misty, when I step away from the camera? Is it still okay?
Sound is great for me.
Okay, great. All right, so let's begin just by bending the knees and just doing a little bit of gentle bouncing, just to, when we move our joints, those little receptors inside our joints, we can know where we're at in space more easily. So it moving the joints lightly, actually moving the joints in any way, can help you get into your body. And if you're anything like me, especially if I'm doing computer work or seated work, I can get pretty disembodied pretty quickly. So just kind of moving your body however feels good right now, but really staying in contact with your feet. And in my experience, maybe you're different, but in my experience, visuals pull me out of my experience. So see, if you close your eyes, can you feel your feet more easily? And tune into the soles of your feet and just shift back and forth. And you can do this seated as well. It's just more pressure if you're standing, but if you're sitting, put both feet on the ground. And if you're lying down, you could even just kind of shift your weight from one side of the body to the other. But if you can sit or stand right now, that's ideal. So shifting slowly from one foot to the other, maybe even coordinating with breath. So breathing in, shifting to one foot. Breathing out, shifting to the other foot. In on one foot, out on the other foot. And you're not picking up your feet. Both are still in contact with the earth. You're not balancing, but you're tuning in. I'm going to be quiet for a few breaths so you can really tune into the experience of getting into your feet. And bend your knees. You're not locking. Shifting back and forth very slowly. Breathing in to one side, breathing out to the other side. Right. So now, if you're standing, keeping the knees bent, and I'm just going to start with some gentle shoulder rolls. Really experiencing the full range of your shoulders today. Again, staying in tune with the breath, tuning into the body and its movement. Using movement to help you land a little bit more in your body than you were before. Switching directions, forward, shoulder rolls. Shake out the hands, making fists You can do this standing or sitting. So thumbs in, hands over the thumbs, and then just doing some gentle wrist rolls. For those of you who work at a computer, at your desk, your wrists are doing some hard work for you all day long. So giving them a little bit of attention, switching directions. And again, not tuning out, there can be a tendency when the movements are simple to be like, oh, I'm just going to do this and think about something else. That's not the idea here. The idea is to use the movement to land in the body. Feel your wrists. And then doing just some gentle stretching, real gentle, both ways with the hands. Again, thanking your hands, taking care of these hands. Switching sides. Shaking it out. And then doing some gentle rotation of the neck. So looking left. And again, this is not about overstretching. This is just about gentle movements. Breathing in to one side. Bending the knees or sitting, and then breathing out to the other side. One more times. While you're doing that, just gonna let you know, today we're gonna do approximately the first 20 minutes of our session today will be getting our bodies and our minds ready for meditation. So often we expect ourselves to just sit down, and for some unknown, bizarre reason, we expect our minds to be still when we've been running 100 miles per hour before that, and that's just not realistic. Doing some gentle neck rolls. I personally don't like to roll my neck back. I just do the forward half of the circle. Again, really listening to what your body says is the right range of movement. Not about overstretching. It's just about tuning into the body with a little bit of gentle movement. Another nice neck one can be taking your one of your arms out to the side, and then taking the other hand, just gently giving a little pull. Now, I have a lot of neck problems, so I actually don't like to do that. I don't use the hand, but if I'm pretty hyper flexible, so I don't like to do that. So you can use the hand if you like that extra little stretch, or you can just use the weight of your head. Again, breathing in. And let's do some belly breathing while we're allowing our neck to get a nice little stretch. So this is going to be diaphragmatic, belly breathing, full yogic breath. It's got a lot of different names, but you're going to watch my hand expand towards the screen. As you can see, as I breathe in, my hand is going out. Belly button moves forward. So now what I like to do at the end of this next stretch is actually help my head by pushing up my head. Just a nice way when the muscle's been stretched to not use the same muscles and expect them to contract right away. And then allowing the head to move to the other side, lifting the arm outwards. One thing you can do, as I said, is you can give the neck, if you don't have neck problems, a nice little extra stretch. The other thing you can do that feels kind of good sometimes in this position is to just do little circles with the hand. You're going to do that on the other side, but just for your own practice. These warm-ups can be really nice before meditation. I try to warm up my body before I meditate. That's actually what yoga asana, what the West knows as yoga, the movement part of yoga. That's really what it's for, actually, is it's so that we can meditate, so that we can sit. And we sit so that we can wake up and live more free and joyful lives. And then taking your hand and pushing that head up. Okay. Maybe just doing some nice symmetrical shoulder rolls, front and back. And again, I say this each time, but ultimately, listen to your own body. Listen to your own body, listen to your own inner wisdom. You know, in this space, my role is as a teacher, but ultimately, I really believe that we each have our own inner teacher that is a far better guide than anyone else can possibly be. So please listen to your own inner voice above me or any other teacher that you might encounter. Okay. So coming into seated or lying down at this point, we're going to come into whatever posture you want to meditate in today. And we're going to do some more preparation for the mind and the body. Pranayama is breath work, yogic breath work. Prana is life force, life energy. And through learning how to move the breath and hold the breath, sometimes we can actually increase life force. We can increase prana. We can increase our own vitality. And this past month, I've been in a yoga teacher training, and I've known about pranayama. We do some of it, but I'm feeling a lot even more excited than I was before to teach some pranayama. Because I'm experiencing in my own body and my own life how beneficial it can be in terms of various practices that are meant, if you're low energy, can increase energy, and then some practices that we'll do today that are designed particularly for if the mind is very busy. This can help still the mind, balance the body. So the first thing we're going to do is what we already kind of did a little bit when I was standing up. We're going to do what's called a full yogic breath. And so if you imagine that your torso is like a vase, okay? So this is, and the bottom of my belly is like the bottom of the vase. This is the top of the vase, okay? So we can put breath or prana, life force, into this vase, okay, from about here to here. And so when we breathe in, it's as if we had like a jug of life force energy, a jug of prana. For those of you that are like artistic types or visual types, you may even want to picture prana as like a light or a golden liquid or shimmery. The visualization can make it even more alive, even more fun. And so we're going to imagine that the crown of our head, almost like as if you were a whale and you had a blowhole on the top of your head, your crown chakra, this point right about here, we can imagine that it can open, and then we're going to pour prana or life force energy in, and that's going to coincide with the in-breath. And we're going to allow our vase to be filled here first, just like as if you were filling a water with vase or a vase with water. It's going to fill up from the bottom first. And so if you watch as I breathe in, if you can see my hands subtly expanding. So I can't talk when I'm breathing, but first you'll see my belly expand, then you'll see my rib cage expand, and then you'll see my chest expand and the shoulders move up slightly. But when we're really using our full torso to breathe and the breath is going out this way and it's going out in the front and it's going out in the back. A lot of times we're hunched forward, especially if we're doing a lot of computer work, we get hunched forward. So it's about relaxing the shoulders, but allowing the breath to move into the back body too. So actually, let's just have an experience of breathing into the back body just to stretch those muscles and feel that a little bit. So you're going to put your hands out in front of you like this. And then you're going to breathe into the back body. So you probably maybe can't see it, but I can feel it. And so what we're doing now is we're putting our bodies in a position where we can really feel the back body and the back sides of the body expanding. So put your arms out front, maybe interlace your fingers, and then take a nice deep breath and really feel the back body stretch. Feel the skin of the back body stretch. Yeah. And then we're going to get an experience of the front upper body stretching too, and feeling the breath fill up this part. And so if you can clasp your hands behind you. If you can't, you can just put your hands back behind you. You don't have to clasp them together. And then you're going to breathe in and you're going to really feel the front of the chest expand. One more. Good. And now since I'm sideways like this, I'm also just going to show you, and you can do this on your own body. You can put one hand, if you can reach, on your back and one hand on your belly. And I'm going to breathe first into the lower part of my body. So you may be able to see that expand. And then you'll see the breath move up into the rib cage and then up into the upper portion of the chest. So I'm just filling my vase, okay, with prana and breath, starting with the low belly, breathing in. And you may notice that as I breathe out, the chest deflates first, the rib cage softens and goes in, and then my belly actually goes in because the air is coming out, right? So it makes sense. Now, there are many people in this world actually who are reverse breathers. I actually was a reverse breather for many, many years. It goes with anxiety. And the thing about reverse breathing is most people don't know they're doing it. So it's why breathing, like after we're done meditating, breathing in front of a mirror and really looking at your body, because if you're breathing, I'm going to show you reverse breathing. Okay. So and it really increases anxiety actually. So it's actually quite an important thing early on in your meditation practice to catch this and to revert and to change it. Because if you are reverse breathing, it's activating your cortisol, it's acting your fight or flight system. It's this constant way that you are putting your body into freak out mode, basically, without knowing it. And it's very unconscious. In our month-long yoga teacher training, there was a woman actually who had done a ton of yoga, a ton of meditation, and she was a reverse breather and she didn't even know it. And once you shift that patterning, it really makes a difference in your mental state, in your mental stability, in your sense of like ease and calm all the time. Because it takes some retraining, as you can imagine. If you're breathing unconsciously opposite of how you should, it takes a while to reverse it, to change it. So this is what reverse breathing looks like. This is what the incorrect way of breathing looks like. I'm exaggerating it so you can see it a little bit easier, but you see when I breathe in, my chest expands and my belly goes in, right? So that is incorrect. So that's not how we want to do it. How we want to do it, that's going to calm your nervous system, relax the body over time, lead to more ease in your life, is this yogic breathing, this full yogic breath where we fill the vase bottom first, breathing in and out. Navel goes towards the spine as I breathe out. So let's do that one more time. I know many of you, this is super basic, you know, for many of you, this is breathwork 101. But for those of you that are breathing in this way, it's just super important. So thank you. Thank you to those that are bearing with us with the full yogic breath. So let's practice some full yogic breathing together. Close your eyes. And if you want, place your hand on your belly. And if this is a new thing for you and you suspect you might be a reverse breather, you might want to lay down. It's a lot easier to feel it when you're laying down. So what we're wanting again, and I'm repeating this because it gets very confused for those of us that have been reverse breathing for a long time. I'm going to cue you in a moment, okay? So the way it works in the body is that as we breathe in, ideally the diaphragm pushes down so that the chest can then fill. And that's why the belly pushes out with the in-breath. So hand on the belly, hand on the chest, and we're going to fill our vases from the bottom up. So breathing in, belly expands, rib cage expands, and then chest expands. Breathing out, chest deflates, rib cage softens, belly goes in, navel towards the spine. Breathing in, belly expands, rib cage, chest. Breathing out, chest softens, rib cage softens, belly in towards the spine. Breathing in, belly expands, rib cage expands, chest expands. Breathing out, chest softens, shoulders relax, rib cage in, belly in. One more with guidance, breathing in, belly expands, rib cage expands, chest expands. Breathing out, chest softens, ribs soften in, and belly goes in, navel towards the spine. Keeping your eyes closed if that's comfortable for you today. And we're going to start doing some rhythmic breathing with this full yogic breath. We're going to do some counting. You're going to breathe in and out through your nose if you're not congested. And in a moment, we're going to keep doing this, filling up the vase. You can start, if you're visual, imagining that this golden light, this golden liquid is poured in through the crown. As you breathe in, it fills up the belly, and then the vase fills from the bottom up. And then as you breathe out, you release the breath from the top first, and then it moves down, and then belly towards the spine. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Breathing into the belly, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Going to prolong the exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Releasing the counting. Natural breath. Feeling your seat. Noticing the breath. Tuning in to the sensations of breathing. Being here with your body. Here with your breath. Just this moment. Just right now. And the mind wants to take us into the past or future. Totally fine. It's no problem. But the breath is always now. So it's a great tool. Anytime you notice your mind wandering into the past or future, wandering into planning, judging, whatever it is, be gentle with the mind. It's doing its job. Notice it and then come back. Come back to just this breath, just the sensations of this breath. And for those of you that are new to diaphragmatic or full yogic breathing, stay with that. Maybe even keeping the hand on the belly. Inhaling, belly expands. Exhale, belly softens, goes inward, navel towards the spine. Inhaling, belly pushes out. Exhaling, belly softens, navel towards the spine. So we'll sit in this way together in silence for the next 13 or 14 minutes that we have left, short amount of time. And really using your breath as your anchor. The breath is now, the breath is life, the breath is prana. Keep coming back to the breath. Soften the face. Allow the jaw and the mouth to soften. Noticing if you're holding any unnecessary tension in the body. Breathe into that part of the body, and on the exhale, invite that part of the body to soften. You might even inwardly whisper the word soften in your own mind, not as a command, but more as like an invitation. It's okay, body. We're safe. You can soften. It's not forcing. Letting these words land in your ears, staying inwardly focused, not trying to understand anything, just letting the words land. Strong or soft, wild or serene, wherever breath flows, there is song. Hear its whisper touching behind the face, singing in the throat, dancing spirals in the sanctuary of your heart. In this practice of listening, a moment may come when you just want to lie down. This is a doorway. Surrender. Fall into the wide open embrace of life. You are the instrument breath is playing. All the meditations you have ever loved are vibrating in this luxurious hum, continuing even in sleep and dreams. This is your school, just you and infinity. The texture of the self is untamed freedom. Completing our meditation with 3 ohms, noticing the vibration of the breath, of the sound in your body. And if you're in a space that you can't make sound, just imagining the feeling of the sound moving through your body. We're going to do this so that you can feel the 3 centers, the 3 brains, or the 3 hearts, we might call them. The ah, you will feel in the chest. The ooh, you will feel in the solar plexus or the belly. And then the you will feel in the head center. So Om is actually 3 sounds. Ah, ooh, So in a moment, we'll breathe in. And then on the exhalation, the invitation is to make the sound Aum. Aum. Remembering many of us have trouble using our voice. I certainly did for a very, very long time. So it's not about the sound that comes out. It's about feeling your own vibration in your body. That's what helps us wake up. Feeling our own frequency, feeling your unique, beautiful vibration, no matter how it sounds to the ears, it's beautiful to the body. So breathing in. Out. Out. Rejoicing in your own vibration, breathing in. Out. Feeling the echo of your own vibration. May the fruits of our practice today spread outwards in all directions and help to end the suffering of all beings everywhere. Mm. Thank you so much for helping to co-create this community.
doesn't exist without each one of us.